Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chatri. I'm the founder and CEO of One Championship, Asia's largest global sports media property, broadcast to 128 countries around the world to a potential billion viewers. 6 years ago when I started this thing, I had a very, very simple thesis. Every region of the world has several multi-billion-dollar sports media properties that are truly entrenched in the fabric of society, culture, and history of that region. So you have, in North America, you have NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL. Europe, you have EPL, Champions League, F1, Bundesliga, Spanish La Liga. And all these properties are worth a few $billion to $40 billion apiece. And yet, if you came to Asia 6 years ago, there's literally nothing on a pan-Asian basis, nothing on a global scale basis. There is a billion-dollar business in cricket in India, but no one really cares about cricket other than India, Australia, and UK, the colonial countries. There's baseball in Japan, and there's some soccer leagues. But the reason why I started One Championship, I said, man, Asia's been the home of martial arts for 5,000 years, and it's part of the history of the continent. Literally, every single country. Japan, karate. Korea, taekwondo. China, kung fu. Russia, Sambo, Thailand, Muay Thai, Indonesia, Silat, Philippines, boxing and Kali, and the list goes on and on. So I wanted to create a sports platform that would unite the entire 4.4 billion people that lived in Asia so that we could unite and celebrate our first sports property. This is what's happened in the last 3 years. Just as a quick thing, on social media video views, we view ourselves as a digital-first, mobile-first platform. It's gone from 300,000 video views annually to 1.5 billion, and actually last month we just crossed 2.4 billion. So this information is a month old. This exponential growth rate, I think we're on pace for about 12 billion video views next year, and which makes us the fastest-growing sports media property for any sport globally. Why has this happened? And I want to share with you some of the lessons that I have from One Championship and how it applies to the sports industry and the media entertainment industry in Asia. From a big picture macro perspective, you had, why do we have North America and Europe? Why do they have tons of sports leagues? And why is Asia non-existent? Well, you have to look at the way the economies have developed. So Europe and the US, they went through their industrial revolution first. And then they went into the IP-based businesses, which is Silicon Valley, which is sports, etc. Asia, while those guys were going through their IP boom, literally was building roads and houses and construction. And so old line businesses all over Asia were being built. The next phase of Asia's revolution is going to be IP-based businesses. And I really believe there's a massive opportunity for Asian brands, Asian entrepreneurs to truly go global. Why do I say that? Asia is home to 60% of the world's population, but only 9% of the world's top global brands. So this is my plan. Celebrate Asia's greatest cultural treasure, the values of integrity, humility, kindness, honor, respect, discipline, work ethic, Asian values. Create a platform like this and export it to the entire world and become Asia's first multi-billion-dollar sports media property. So that, in a few years' time, when people say, what are the biggest sports properties? They're going to say NFL North America, EPL in Europe, and One Championship in Asia. In the next few months, we're going to cross the $1 billion valuation mark. So the company has exploded with these metrics. And more importantly, though, we have morphed because of our latest investor, Sequoia Capital came in a few months ago, invested in the company. We have morphed into a tech content play. So what's happening globally is obviously there is a disintermediation because of the internet and rise of mobile. So in the traditional media space, you have everything getting decimated. So whether it's TV, radio, print, magazine, newspapers, whether it's linear TV, all these guys are getting completely destroyed by iFlix and Netflix and all the other on-demand guys. But within that context, the most important content that has survived all of the onslaught, literally, is live sports. And I really believe in Asia, there are no real live sports. and there's a few, soccer leagues that no one really cares about. There's, cricket has really taken off in India as a result of IPL, but it is massive, massive opportunity. So there's been a big boom, especially in ASEAN, for tech startups. They just mimic whatever is in the States and then bring it here and localize it. But even that game is starting to get overcapitalized. But what's really interesting is sports and entertainment in Asia is really, really an underinvested sector of the economy, where literally nothing has been done yet. So for me, I feel very blessed that One Championship is the first player in the space to really try to unite 4.4 billion people. But I genuinely believe that the opportunity set out there for multiple sports to come out, sports leagues to come out in a variety of forms to celebrate, Asian heroes on the global stage is just beginning. How did One Championship scale so quickly in terms of number of countries we're in, social media views, our TV ratings, et cetera, et cetera? One of the special things about sports properties globally, if you look at it, is they create local heroes that ignite the masses. So actually, sports properties are very, very powerful. In the U.S., just U.S. alone, over $120 billion of annual spend goes to media rights for sports properties. That's how big of a business it is. I project in Asia it's going to be even bigger because of our scale, our land mass, and our population mass. But how did we achieve this? I studied NBA and NFL very closely to figure out what was it that made them successful, EPL and whatnot. And if you go to North America or you go to Europe, every child's bedroom will have tons of posters of all their sporting heroes, whether it's basketball, soccer, baseball, whatever it is, there's tons of sporting heroes. You come to Asia, you go to a child's bedroom, there's only a few. Manny Pacquiao and Yao Ming as Asian global superstars. That's it. So the opportunity set was, let's try to find these amazing martial artists all over Asia. And just one step behind that, when I started doing this, is I've been doing martial arts for 30 years. I still train every day, and it's my greatest passion in life. So I happen to know basically all the main gyms and promoters and everyone networking across Asia. And I wanted to showcase these heroes. Why is somebody a martial artist? Why is somebody a professional fighter in Asia? It's because you were born in the bottom rungs of society. It's because your parents were uneducated. It's because you were poor. It's because you were an orphan. It's because you were basically discarded by society. You had no way out. And therefore you, with your bare fists, right? The Manny Pacquiao story. He was a Manila street kid, barely making any wages on a daily basis. And his dream was to become a world champion. And he became a 10-time world champion, and now he's a senator, and people predict he's going to be president of Philippines. That is the power of sports. That is the power of heroes. And that is what One Championship is after. So all of our world champions literally come from these unbelievable life backgrounds. And all we have done is literally showcase and tell these stories of these incredible human beings for the first time. So all of a sudden, every country now in Asia genuinely has, for the first time in history, real heroes that they can say these, because Asians are the very, very best in martial arts in the world. There's no question. The reason why some leagues like soccer leagues, or I don't want to badmouth anybody, but there's soccer leagues or basketball leagues in Asia that no one gives a damn about. The reason why is because these players are the worst in the world. I mean, even if you say, ASEAN XYZ league, the attendance is 10%, the ratings are 0, because people don't care about watching 5'5" basketball players who can't even dunk, right? You'd rather watch NBA and watch Michael Jordan dunk or Stephen Curry shoot a three-pointer. But for martial arts, Asians genuinely are the best. Another thing, too, I attribute to why One Championship has exploded is because if you even look at the movie industry of Asia, okay, for any genre of movie, who are the biggest Asian movie stars? Any genre. Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Donnie Yen, Chow Yun-fat, all martial artists. Martial arts is a part of daily life, of the fabric of society, in the entire continent. And so that was our DNA, was let's figure out a way to tell authentic stories of these real-life heroes and put them on the global stage. So what are some lessons that you can learn from this? I think nowadays, content has become everything. I mean, whether you're a commerce platform or not, whatever business you're in, If you think about your marketing department, it's actually a content production house now because of the power of social media, because of the interactivity of mobile devices and social media. In the old days, your marketing department could put an ad up on a newspaper or put an ad on TV, and there was no feedback. There was no feedback mechanism. Today, if you put a JPEG on your social media platform for your brand, and there's 2 likes on it, everyone knows what that means. Your brand is not engaging with the customer. Conversely, if you put up amazing content and there's massive fan likes or shares or interactivity, so this transparency has forced all companies, whether they know it or not, to become content creators. Every marketing department. The crappy ones, they're putting up silly JPEGs, 20% discount, this and that, the other, no fan engagement, no consumer engagement. The phenomenal ones like Red Bull or even GoPro, you look at the fan engagement when they put up their content. So the marketing departments all over Asia are now content, all over the world, and in specifically Asia, content producers, whether they know it or not. So within that context, I always tell my team, we want to tell authentic stories that resonate deeply with our audience. 62% of our audience is male, 38% female, 80% millennials. We just happen to be very, very focused on mobile and digital, and it ended up taking off because of our content, right? You're not going to watch a 90-minute soccer game on your mobile device. You're not going to watch a 4-quarter basketball game on your mobile device. But you might watch a 2-minute martial arts action, a knockout or submission, something really cool highlight of your hero. And so it's bite-sized and consumable. Because of the rise of mobile as the first window of media consumption, whether it's entertainment or sports, everything has to be short form, bite-sized, snackable, exciting, entertaining, and it has to have edge-of-the-seat kind of a feeling to it. So why is a basketball game doesn't work, right? A basketball game is 4 quarters. There's no edge of the seat until the very last few minutes if the game is really tight. So on a mobile device, you're not going to sit there watching 90 minutes of it. You're just not. Maybe you'll watch a highlight of it, but the highlight is you know the results, so it's not as exciting. So how do you create content that resonates, that's short, entertaining, authentic, and speaks to your consumers? I think that's the biggest takeaway for the entire media entertainment industry in Asia, to ride that mobile, to become that first preference of content. Because we only have 2 or 3 apps on our mobile phone, and even on Facebook, we'll have multiple pages we like, but on our feed, only a couple of them come up because we actually engage with that brand. So that's a big opportunity set. Whether you're a tech player or not a tech player, that is a big, big opportunity set, is to view yourselves as a content player, and that is how you'll be able to scale, hopefully in the same similar fashion that One Championship is. The last thing I'll leave you with is, again, I really believe that this is the rise of the Asian century. 58% of the world's population is here, 9%, only producing 9% of the global brands. Yet technology, mobile, internet, we can truly reach global customers. We have fans in Brazil, in Africa, in North America, coming out of Asia, and we only host events here. So I think the opportunity for all of us to go global is for the very first time, Asians can truly become global entrepreneurs. Thank you very much.